Focus Warrior Podcast. John and Aaron, as always, what is good, mate?
Mate, what's up, stud? Hey, man, I've had a good week. Have had a good week. I'm going to quickly drop in here that I'm trying a new product, and what it does is it amplifies stem cell um, activation and also peptide activation within the body, and it's essentially anti-aging. And I'm feeling really fucking good about it. But that's not what this podcast is coming to you by. This podcast is coming to you by Warrior Shed and Focus 20 Coaching. So let's fucking go, man. I mean, we've both had like every single week and every single day. Everyone will have an experience in one form or another. It's an experience, and we either look at it and go, and shrug it off, and here in Australia, she'll be all right, or it's like you don't pay attention. But you and I, because of where the space that we're in, we see it as a lesson, a learning, and okay, how can we implement like that moving forward? So I want you to talk about because we've had some pretty cool stories over these last couple of days. Talk to me, man. What's been the revelation for you this week?
Bro, here's the thing, Aaron. I look at this, bro, in so many different ways, man. And I even put up if you're watching on YouTube, you see
Fucking
my little
sick,
warrior
bro.
background, man. It's just this mindset that I am in right now. And it's just the season that I'm in. And part of why I feel this way, bro, is because of the challenges that I faced just more recently, man, in the last couple of weeks, just from a marriage perspective, um, the space that we're in now, Aaron, we're getting more eyes on us now, bro.
Yeah.
Therefore, what comes with that? Comments. What comes with that? Oh, these two fucking guys. Who the hell are these guys, and what do they have to say? And I realized, Aaron, that my armor is now equipped for this type of stuff, and it wasn't before. But those are, dude, that's what I'm going to start with right now, Aaron, is
Mm, mm.
because, dude, it's just so good when you can get. I love that you said this right before we got on here. You get in tune with who you are mentally, and you start blocking out the things that really are not going to serve you, such
Mm.
as listening to the comments, right? I'm going to start there, bro.
And you fucking have to. And look, I think the great thing is that and people need to realize this. And look, I experience it nearly every single day. There's criticism, and there's also a lot of people that are supporting you. So and we both appreciate the people that are supporting us, and are watching our comments and are giving us a thumbs up on what we're putting out there. But yeah, the last couple of days, and look, I've all the way from when Melbourne went into lockdown up to now, I've always kind of like said my piece, and I'm not one to stay silent. I'm always saying my thing. So I think this is where the authenticity comes in and the honesty comes in. It's like from that you're always going to have people that are going to criticize you on your thought process. And let's go into where the world is at the moment. There's a lot of men that are weak and won't stand up and go, no, fuck it. I believe what I'm saying and I own every word of it. But there's a lot of men that will bend the knee, or they will apologize for something that they've said. Like that's not the world that we want to live in. We want to live in a world where men can stand there and go, "No, I fucking." And again, a man that doesn't hurt anyone, that's the protector, the man that makes people feel safe. It's like you want to look at it from a perspective of that. All right, well, if you're that man, then you're not coming from a bad place. Like you're literally, hey, this is the way I see the world, and you see it from that. So you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be pushing back at you. You're either the misogynist, or you're a bigot, or you're fucking racist, or you're a toxic masculinity. Like you're going to have all that shit, bro, I have that. I get that stuff. I get that stuff all the time. But the thing is, though, that I'm sure of the man I am. I'm going to stay in my strength, and I'm going to call out the bullshit if I see it. And we're going to go through a few comments that have come up on our YouTube, which thank you very much for supporting us in our algorithm and making content, making comments. But I think the biggest thing is that we need to realize is when you're strong in within yourself and you know who the fuck you are, that's when you don't back down. But that's also when you've got to be stronger within the man that you are, or the person, the female that you are, because society will try and push you down and knock you down at any moment that it has. So I think
Bro,
you
that's
got to,
so good.
yeah,
It's good that you said that. Sorry, bro, I'll jump in real
go
quick. I
for it,
just
brother.
had something pop into my head here when you said that. It's important that we understand that we're not running from the negative or the painful. We'll run toward it, but we
Mm,
also know how to filter it.
mm,
Meaning, I'm not going to take advice from somebody whose marriage is crumbling.
yeah,
If somebody's giving me financial advice, but their bank account is drained, these type of behaviors, bro, I don't even pay attention to,
mm,
because if you're not doing better than me, why am I listening to you? If you're going to be a keyboard warrior and you're going to tell me how much I suck or how much I'm ugly or how much I'm this and that, well, what are you doing? I would love to know what you're doing. And you know what? Let me humble myself. If you're making millions upon millions of dollars and you got the blueprint, well, then maybe you should stop shitting all over us and maybe help us out.
yeah.
That
I love
that's
it.
that's the difference maker, Aaron. We need to be helping each other, bro. Why is it so easy? And I heard this the other day on the podcast too. Hate is free. Hate is so free, bro, and that's the reason why it can get thrown around so easy. But on the flip of that, so is love. I
Yeah.
mean, bro, we can give it the same way, bro. Why do we all feel like we need to tear each other down? What does that do? And so I had to jump in and say that, man. That hit right in my brain as soon as you said that. So,
Fucking
yeah,
love it. I love that you said it. And just piggybacking on the fact that there's a lot of people that are putting out hate because there's a lot of hate within them. But it's not directed at everyone else. That hate's directed at yourself for whatever reason.
yeah,
So yeah, and look, hey, we go deep on this, and we're looking at it from a deeper perspective. But if you also have a look at from a superficial surface level, you have a look at the division in society at the moment.
yeah.
Like they're dividing us for fucking their everything. So there's obviously going to be, a lot of hate. But this also goes back to, emotional maturity and emotional intelligence. And a lot of men that are just so fucking reactive. It's like, why you need to be reactive?
Mm.
Why do you even need to give them your energy just because they're putting hate on you? It's like, walk away and laugh.
Yes.
Walk away and laugh.
Yes.
Walk away and laugh and say, God loves you too. You know? So
Dude,
it's like,
it's a
bro,
bigger man to do that, man. It
100,
really is.
fuck yes, 100%. 100%. Hey man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to quickly jump in here. I'm gonna have to show you a couple of comments, man, that
All right, yeah.
have,
Go for it, bro.
have
I
have
know.
come up because I love that we're talking about this. Now, so we've actually had a we've got good positivity, but there's one here that came in and I looked at it and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. It's like hard work pays off, starts the most unsightful podcast. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, LOL, just fucking laugh to it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And there's obviously, people that are commenting LOL. And I'm like, they're obviously bots. You have a look at them. What is it? User, dash SN2CX7. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking, yeah, whatever. And there's other ones here. There was a guy, Muhammad Mazhar. Yeah, thanks for your comment, fuckhead. It's like you're dumb with the laughing emoji, and I'm like, really? We're not, I'm not even gonna fucking entertain that. And I just put a little like on it, and thank you for helping us with the algorithm. You're just pushing it out there to more people. It's like appreciate it, but you know what? And this is actually a really interesting point that I want to make. It's like you're commenting on our stuff and saying how fucking stupid it is, yet you're watching it. Thanks very much, fucking idiots. So I'm like, yeah, you're just like, but again, look at the crazy world that we're in. And the space that I'm in at the moment, and I think the space that I've been in for a long while, but now I'm verbalizing it. You can either get caught up in the chaos of what society's expectation of you is, whether you're a man or a woman, or you can find out who the fuck you truly are, and you can live that authenticity, and you can live that path. Because at the end of the day, the real truth is, and I'm going to be fucking real here. I'm always am. It's like there's no one coming to save you. So if you're looking for, a mentor, or if you're looking for a female, a partner, your wife to fucking save you, it's not going to happen. It's absolutely not going to happen. And if you're waiting for that mentor or your wife or a partner or someone to save you, you're going to be in resentment because they are they're literally turning you into them, and that's not your authentic path. So at some point you're going to have resentment. At some point you're going to you're going to resist. So it's like, what do you got to do? Well, just fucking be you. Simple. Don't give a fuck about anyone else's opinion. Don't give a fuck about what anyone else is doing. But also look up to the people that are actually having a life that you want to create.
And bro, go comment on their stuff, man. If you have somebody you're following that you absolutely just love
Yeah.
what they're doing and you aspire to, be that type of vibe, dude, go support those people, right? You think about this guy that commented on our page, bro, and I think about it and I go, you actually took the time
Yeah.
to watch it and then open up your keyboard and start typing a message to us telling us how much we suck or whatever the comment was. I already ignored the comment. I don't even care.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what you literally decided to put your energy in a hate mode and destroy two guys who, by the way, don't believe you, don't believe any of that stuff. We'll never sit and let the comments drive what we do, bro. We've been
Yep.
showing up a long time and it's been consistent. Have there been days that weeks that we've taken off? Absolutely, but we're still here for it. And bro, I'm telling you, we're inching closer to that June 1 that will be 2 years in the podcast space for you and I. And that says a lot, dude. That says a lot about what our grit and grime is
Yeah.
and what we don't believe is the people who are saying, "Oh yeah, your podcast is this or it doesn't look good or it's you guys are, seasoned or whatever they're saying about us, bro." And I don't believe it.
And I see it from this point of view. And this also goes back to all my content that I'm putting out now because I'm not being silent. I'm calling out men for what it is. All these fucking losers that are in a relationship or married and DMing, other females to feed their own ego. I call that bullshit out. And I'm getting a lot of support from females that experience that. But here's the other thing also. You look, you know what? And this is not just an attack on men. This is just step the fuck up, is all I'm saying. It's like it's not an attack at all. It's like just step up to, you know, to be the man that the world needs. Step up to be the man that your wife needs. Step up to be the man that, or the father that your fucking kids need. That's all I'm doing. But at the same time, also that, these men that get triggered, it's like they're getting triggered for a reason because that's them. And I'm calling that out. But at the same time, also, it's like there are women that fit that same fucking category as well. So it goes both ways. But I think the biggest thing you want to kind of look at is you want to look at going, okay, well, what's society done to us in the last little while? They've made us reactive. They've divided us, as I said before. They've divided us into, hate and religion division and, fucking now in America, you look at the shit that's going on in America with domestic terrorism and all that bullshit going on with Tesla and all that fucking crap. Um, it's like you can either get caught up in that or you can go, fuck that and stay on your path and not be distracted. And that's another thing that has been going on for fucking centuries is the distraction. It's like, why are you constantly distracted? I saw some stats the other day of, men, or well, actually the stats the other day of 18 to 24-year-old females that are on OnlyFans. And you look at the audience, and the audience is, 50% of men. And we're talking about older men here, but you're talking about fucking husbands and fathers that are subscribing to that shit. And you kind of look at it and go, fuck, we've actually got a really bigger problem than we actually realize, you know?
And bro, and that's the thing. We're not here to sit and say that we have the answer to every single part of this, right? But there's one word in there that you keep saying that is huge in this, and that's distraction.
Mm.
Distraction is the word, right? And you just take a look at it for a moment, man. Is when do you get distracted? When you're bored, when you're not happy in your marriage, you're out having drinks, those are all
Yep.
distractions.
Yeah.
Every part of this is a distraction, bro. And why do you think that one leads to another, to another, to another? And guess what, man? I said this to you a couple of days ago, and we were just talking about it, where we were saying, why is this stuff so glorified? Right?
Mm,
Why
mm.
is the things that are distractions, they're just put on. It's amazing what marketing is, man. I mean, baseball just started here in States, and what do you think every commercial is? It's a beer commercial. Why do you think that is?
Uh,
I wonder just why that is. Why is it that I'm seeing that the college basketball tournament is just finishing up this week? What do you think every commercial is, dude?
mm,
It's amazing to me how easily distracted we get when it comes to this type of thing. And I'm thinking if you could just step into it for a moment, go, what if I don't do that?
mm,
Am I less of a man
mm.
because I don't do that? Or am I one of those people that is in the 1% that says, you know what? I'm going to swim upstream instead. I'm going to see what's up this way instead of going with the rest of the NBCs of the world. You know what I mean?
100%, man. Like constantly agree with that. You know, when you look at I think in America, like you guys have a really big sporting culture over in America. But here in Australia, we've got a big sporting culture and a big drinking culture as well. Like a lot of, hence you see a lot of these Aussies that do the overseas experience, and you know wherever they go, it's like the Aussies are at the bar just getting fucking smashed, and it's like, really, dude, you know, where's the experience here? But we do it here in Australia. So the culture is booze, you know, and now the culture is drugs as well. So it's like they're looking for that next hit, you know, and me as a young kid, you know, 2 to 3 days a week after I get paid, 2 to 3 days a week, I'm at the pub and I'm just looking for pussy. I apologize. Okay, I'm just looking for sex. But again, looking for sex, and it's not a distraction, but that's all I was chasing. Like I was just going to the pub because I was with my boys. It was literally, you know, the social thing to do. So you're getting fucking hammered 2 to 3 days a week, and you're just wanting pussy. You're not building. I wasn't building. So if I even asked you this question offline, and I'm going to ask you again, it's like, what would you tell your younger self? You know, I told my
Oh
younger self,
man,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm telling my younger self,
Answer that, Aaron. What
get the
would you say,
fucking,
bro?
do the fucking work. Do the fucking work. Because if what I know now, if that's what I knew when I was younger, holy fuck.
Yeah,
You know what? And
yeah.
this is where we go, oh yeah, but this is again, men of my age, they will have that fucking light bulb moment, but then they go, oh, it's all too late now. No, it's all too
Yeah.
late. You can't
It's
teach
too
an old
late.
dog.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah, can't teach an old dog new tricks. And it's like, you know, you're just comfortable. It's like, no, you're just fucking lazy. You're lazy, you're comfortable, and listening to too many people around you that you can't better your life. But look at like, you know, Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders, KFC, was the KFC guy. What was he? Fucking, you know, late 70s, early 80s when he built it, you know?
Sixth, yeah,
Dude. And it's
yeah.
like, stop fucking listening to people around you. And it's like you are so capable until you're taking that last breath. Like, let's just fucking go after it. Let's go after it. What's then? And this is another real, and I don't want to be going on too long. You know, I don't want to be doing all the fucking talking here. But I've realized that there are a lot of men that are just afraid to step in their true self because of the story they've been telling people or the person that they have been up till that. So there's always a lot of people around them that won't like their new or the true version of who they are. They're also afraid that of what society will say if they step into their true, authentic, you know, being, but also that they are afraid of becoming the man that they were born to be. So you got all this fear, and it's like, what if you just drop that fear? What if you just drop that fear, you know, replaced it with courage, and just were you? Imagine what your life would look like, you know?
Bro, I love that. And I'll even say this. What does a leader do? A leader actually is the good guy. The bad guy has to make all the decisions and everything's on them. That's stepping into that man that you're talking about that you're meant to be. You now hold all the cards.
Mm,
But if you don't step into that, man, you have ways to wiggle out of it. I didn't know. Oh, there's an excuse here. Oh, I had a hard week. You can wiggle your way out of it if you're not stepping in fully into that man and embracing it, right? And so when you realize it's all on you, and I'm not talking about just the fucking bills, dude. I'm not talking about going to work and coming home. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about making those decisions that you absolutely know you must make and doing it without your voice shaking. Here's what I think we should do. Bro, I've said this on a pod before, I'll say it again. You don't jump on an airplane and the pilot goes, I'm not sure where we're going today. Just jump on. I think we got enough fuel. We'll figure it out.
Mm.
No, you don't do that, bro. You get on the boat with somebody or on the plane with somebody who knows exactly where they're going. That's what a true leader does. They paint the picture for you and they'll show you and make you feel safe that we are going to do these things. That's what a marriage is, bro. I mean, if you're
Mm.
really stepping into that masculinity, that means that your woman, she feels safe with you. She doesn't feel like she needs to be the man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what a true leader is for me. What I'm learning, how I'm stepping into this is it's not just how bass your voice can be and how loud you can scream. It's not what it is, bro. It's can you make your woman and your family feel safe in the sense of if not necessarily if things go down, I'm talking about just decisions. Can you make them and make everybody go, you know what? We will be just fine. I will stand in the front and I will battle it out for us, tooth and nail. And shout out to those men that are doing that, bro. But if you're not doing that, why?
I agree. I agree. I want to go back a little bit. You know, you're making a really valid point of the man that you're stepping into. And both you and I, we know within ourselves that we've leveled up. And I don't need, and you don't need any of that external validation and people around us to go, yeah, you have. Well fucking done for you stepping up. It's like, I don't fucking need that. And you don't need it either. But the question I want to ask is that the thought process you have now, the determination you have now, and the courage you have now to find your voice compared to where you were 12 months ago. Like, how does it feel, the man you are now? I'm not going to even look at the comparison, but how do you feel like within yourself and who John is today?
I don't recognize who I am today, Aaron, and it's such a good feeling. I've actually this morning when I was reflecting, I went into some old journals and started looking through, and I'm like, man, I thought I had it figured out then. I had no idea what I had to go through, how much mud I had to walk through, how much I had to go through. And bro, I finally had to make a decision and say, okay, either I'm doing this or I'm not doing this.
Mm.
One or the other, bro. I couldn't just toe the line and feel like, oh, maybe I can, but I always have this safe part of me if I ever want to go back. And no, dude. And you know where I found a lot of that, Aaron? I'll give you a prime example, bro. When I drew the line in the sand, said I'm no longer having alcohol. I'm no longer partaking in that. You know how much
Nice.
shit I got for that, bro?
Yeah.
I got so, and I continue to get not necessarily shit because people respect it now because I put a lot of respect on it, but I still get so still on the sober train, huh? And I'm like,
Fuck.
there's no fucking train here, dude. This is not what I do anymore. Maybe at one point in my life I did, but don't get it twisted. This is not a challenge for me.
Mm.
This is what I do every day. And some people take it really good. Some people want to tell me about how they're trying to do it. And then some people are like, yeah, I'll never be able to do that. I'll always drink. Fucking good for you. But this is my journey.
Mm.
And you ask me the question, I'm going to answer the question. So it's those kind of things, Aaron. I had to have those conversations in order to realize, hey, this is who you are now. Not, maybe when I go on vacation, I'll have a little something. And no, it's not what we do. And we show up every day. We do what we have to do. We get it done this way. And this is what I'm talking about, bro. I just want to throw this in there. This is what makes your woman feel safe. I'm a married man for a long time, for a long time. And there was some years in there where my wife did not feel safe with me because I was a freaking knucklehead and I know what the hell I was doing with my life. Okay, fine. I can talk about that freely. It's just I'm not that guy anymore. And she feels 100% safe knowing that if shit went down, we would be just fine. And it before, dude, I never wanted that responsibility, Aaron, because I was afraid that
Yeah,
I would let myself down because I continued to let myself down throughout the years. But once I said I'm no longer going to let myself down, that means I'm stepping into the role that I will not let anybody down behind me either. You know what I mean?
100%, man. You stepped up and you were, you know, stepped into the adulthood. You stepped up, being a man and father, and then being the adult. And I think that's also where when I was young, 22, 23 years old, I didn't want to take responsibility. All I wanted to do was go to the pub, fucking drink, you know, try and get as much sex as I possibly could. Um, didn't get that much, just fucking for the record. But that's the other thing. It's like, when I did bodybuilding, and look, I've told this story a couple of times, not necessarily on the podcast, but when I did bodybuilding, like for me, that was my external armor, and that was also my way into getting people to notice me. And if I had people notice me because of my look, then hopefully that would transfer to having more business as a PT. And hopefully that would transfer into, getting more attention from the opposite sex. And getting more attention from the opposite sex, hoping that would, fuel my need just to, as a young man, just to have sex and come, because that's all we wanted to do, to make ourselves feel good. We just want to, how much sex can I get? How much money can I make? But I was doing it all for the wrong reasons. And it was, even though the external armor and I was feeling really good about myself, like I did not have the emotional maturity or intelligence to kind of, to leverage on that and to build something. All I was after was the short fixes. All I was after, and it's no different to people doing 8 week challenges. And it's like, what can you achieve in 8 weeks? No, fuck that. What can you achieve in 8 years, man? Like, don't look at fucking eight weeks. So that's a mindset that the world's going to call it up in as well. I mean, dude, you've been married for a long, long time. And when you got married, you do get married because you want to spend the rest of your life with someone. But nowadays, it's so easy to throw that away. Nowadays, it's so easy to, look over the fence and, oh, the grass is greener, and go fucking chase. It's like, why the fuck do that? And this is both men and women, but I think it also goes back to, and I'm going to bring up, God, and I'm going to bring up faith, is that society is, trying to squash what the union between a man and a woman is. You look back in the early 1900s, that when you got married, that was it. That was it. You have your ups and downs and you fucking work it out. You work it out like mature adults. Whereas now it's like there's no maturity. There's no adulting. There's this like, oh, it's all too fucking hard, so you want to walk away. Now confront the bullshit. Confront the shit. Like, man up. Confront it. You're gonna have someone call you out on your actions, but yet you're gonna be like a fucking toddler, cracking the shits and throwing your toys out of your cot. If you're gonna act like that, then you're no different to the NPCs. Yeah, non-playing characters. You're no different to those people that are just a waste of space. You're no different. And what do communists in communist countries, what do they do with NPCs? They don't, when they've got the job done, they don't need you anymore.
Mhm.
So if you're not contributing to society, see you later. So it's like, this is where we need to, really build up that culture. And I think this is also where you need to have a lot more men like yourself and I speaking up and calling out the weakness. And our programs are not here to criticize, and our programs are not here to give men a constant hard time. Our programs are here to go, okay, I'm calling you out on your fucking bullshit. And if you're ready to step in, and if you're ready to step up to be the man that you're meant to be, or in this case, in a female as well, if you know you're so deserving of so much more, then let's go. Let's do this together. Let's step into the fire and let's fucking face it. But if you're not ready to face it, then don't bring your shit to everyone else. I'm
Yeah.
I'm fucking done with society on that.
It's so good, man. And you don't realize how much the mindset, you know, how that's such a big factor, bro. You just said it, Aaron. You did bodybuilding because you had results in mind, results, attention from the opposite sex. You thought you'd get more business, which would
Mm.
translate to more money. Your mind wasn't right, bro. Your mind was on these things and these things only. You had the physique of a Greek god, right? You were looked awesome, but it was all external, bro. And aren't we just saying that, Aaron?
Yeah.
Everything is on the surface right now. You see it for what's on the surface. But when you tap into this, but when you and for everybody that's just listening, I'm tapping on my brain here, right? When you listen to that, you could be just tearing yourself all the way down, and you may have everything on the outside looks amazing, but on the inside, you're tearing yourself up. And that's why I say, bro, I even there's one other example I'll give you because I threw yours out there, but the great Michael Jordan said this. I was listening to, or I was watching his series, and he was his very last. Well, the series is called The Last Dance, and it was his very last championship he was playing for. And he said he sat on the sideline exhausted, but he said the only thing that pushed him through was he wishes he had the mentality that he did when he was young, in the
Mm.
young body, that he had today or in that moment. When he was older, his body was shutting down on him, but his brain went, no, we're still going. Whereas back then, just like I told you, bro, I gave that example when I was first married and I was young and just didn't know what the hell I was doing. You just for a second go, man, I could have that mentality back then, the things that I could have created. It's next level, Aaron, and that's the reason why we have the programs that we do, because we got to get inside this brain and really peel back those layers to understand where you're struggling fully, and only then can we get to the bottom of it, figure out if we can help you.
Fuck yeah. Love it. Bro, great conversation once again. We're going to leave it there. Guys, as per normal, if you want to reach out to John and I, we're both on social media. We're also on TikTok, just share the love. Let us know.
Your
Like,
love.
if there's anything that you got out of these conversations, let us know. And we're here to help. If you also like, I've even got a few females reaching out to me and wanting to just lend my voice to their cause. And I'm all for that. And I think this is also realizing that, the version of the man or the woman that you want to step into, like, what does it look like? And just fucking go after
Yeah.
it. Just jump, take that leap, and just step into the fire, step into the darkness. Because there's going to be a lot of darkness that's going to come up. And if you're going to stand there, encourage and accept it and deal with it and face it, or you're going to run away. It's that fight or flight kind of mentality. So I just say, just fucking let's go after it, and share the show. Don't be a
Love
hoe.
it, brother. As always, man. It's always a pleasure to do these podcasts and stand on this platform with you. And everybody, thank you for listening. And until next week, bro. Talk to you guys soon.
Chat soon, guys. Thanks, brother.